Happy Arvo. Thank you for joining me. How you doing? So I want to react to some New Zealand culture shocks today on New Zealand Wednesday. New Wednesday Zealand, I like to call it. Yeah, where I react to something about New Zealand on Wednesdays. Imagine that. Anyway, I'm kind of curious how much different they're going to be than Australia, you know? I'm sure there's some unique things. So let's get to it. This is by Renata Roaming. Check them out, link down below.
I've lived in New Zealand now for 3 years, and here's
How long has she lived there?
10 things they don't tell you about before you move to New Zealand.
So let's kick it off with our first thing. It's normal to not wear shoes.
This really threw me when I first came to New Zealand,
So who wears less shoes, Aussies or Kiwis?
and I saw so many people not wearing shoes in the supermarket, in shops, even in restaurants. That's just the
Even in restaurants.
Kiwi people. They're so chilled, so relaxed, and it's actually really nice being able to get out your car and not have any shoes on and walk into the supermarket and not feel like you're a homeless person.
Why do we even wear shoes, dude? That would feel nice between the toes. You know, nice breeze between the toes. And the thing is, I think what some people don't realize is that if you're not wearing shoes, your feet don't really stink, you know? Because that would be the thing. Like, taking your shoes off is kind of nasty if you're doing it after walking around. You go inside and you take your shoes off somewhere. But that's because your shoes have been inside or your feet have been inside a shoe. They wouldn't stink if they hadn't been in that shoe to begin with. And in your socks.
No hate to homeless people.
Love you, homeless people.
Not
Hell yeah.
wearing shoes has always been so normal to me. It was how I grew up, and I think it's
You know what I love about Kiwis and Australians? They hit a really nice mix of not being like very politically correct, you know, while still being very compassionate people. Whereas here in the States, a lot of times that's a little bit of like at odds, a little bit of a tension, you know, like people think you have to be politically correct to be compassionate. It's like not always, you know.
Love.
Because even some people here in the States say you shouldn't even use the term homeless. And hey, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to offend people. You know, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to offend anyone who thinks that's like, that you shouldn't use that term. Hey, maybe you shouldn't, man. Maybe you shouldn't. But I think that's kind of ridiculous. Like, it's literally just a term. It's homeless. Like, I've literally spoken to homeless people who referred to themselves as homeless. Anyway, let's move on.
You homeless people.
not wearing shoes has always been so normal to me. It was how I grew up, and I think it's because we live by the beach. It's a really
Oh, I guess she grew up there. So, I mean, that's what it sounds like. So he's lived there 10 years. She's a native.
beachy culture, but we love it, and we love raising guys to not wear shoes as well.
One of the things that
You love what?
A really beachy culture, but we love it, and we love raising guys to not wear shoes as well.
I have literally no idea what she just said. She loves raising guys that don't do it as well.
One of the things
It's a really beachy culture, but we love it, and we love raising guys to not wear shoes as well.
Even the caption, we love raising guys, not wear shoes. Dude, and I'm not trying to be mean at all. It's actually a very lovely accent. But and it's partly because of the echo. But the echo combined with the accent, I have literally no idea what she just said.
And we love raising guys to not wear shoes as well.
One of the things that I found really difficult when we moved here from London was that there's no Amazon or next.
Maybe she's not a native. She does sound, oh my gosh. I just realized she probably has like the most British accent, doesn't she? I'm so bad with accents. And I'm over here saying, oh, she's probably a native. But he just said we. But she said she grew up without shoes. I'm confused. Let's just move on. I don't know, guys.
Day delivery. I thought this was just a norm, but clearly it's not.
Things take a long time to get delivered.
You know what? I actually didn't know they had next day delivery in the UK. I mean, I'm not saying I would have thought they didn't. I just didn't know they did. You know, Amazon's an American company. I know it's also global now. But I don't know to what extent, you know, all of those policies and stuff, you know, 2-day Amazon Prime shipping, you know, and now they have next day shipping and stuff like that. widely they've implemented that policy around the world. So apparently not in New Zealand. Okay.
I just got Renata something for her birthday. I ordered it 2 weeks before to make sure that it came, and it arrived the day after her birthday.
Oh, that's the worst. That's how it used to be, and that's how, honestly, I think it should be. I want to go back. I'm sick of the convenience. I don't want to be able to just order something on my phone and have it show up at my doorstep the next day. Too convenient. Life is too much on easy mode at that point. I want to go to the store, dude. Bring back going to the store. Bring back shopping at the store. I want to go. And I'm not saying I'm guilty of this, you know what I mean? But I don't feel shopping for my wife's anniversary present like this just doesn't hit the same. Yeah, I do not feel as fulfilled or like I've really put in the work. I want to go put in the work, especially at Christmas. I want to go put in the work in a massive crowd of horrible, inconsiderate people, lines that take an hour at the mall. I want that experience. I don't want to just sit in my bed like this. That makes me feel like a bum. So I think it should go back. It used to take 2 weeks. You order something online, it would take 2 or 3 weeks to show up at your doorstep. That's how it should be. I'm moving to New Zealand.
So make sure that you plan ahead.
When I moved to the UK, I found it so strange that they came.
Okay, now I'm learning. See, I'm learning more. I like how I'm just slowly over the course of this video, I'm going to know everything about where this lady has lived. Because I'm trying to put it together. She just said she moved to the UK. And apparently from the UK to New Zealand. So where were you born? That's one of the puzzle pieces I need next.
That you plan ahead.
When I moved to the UK, I found it so strange that they came to your table to pay. Because in New Zealand, you have to go.
I have no idea what her accent is. Now I'm just trying to. I'm sorry. I'm so distracted trying to solve this mystery.
To pay. Because in New Zealand, you have to go up to pay. If you're a Finnish.
Hold up.
Make sure that you plan ahead.
When I moved to the UK, I found it so strange that they came to your table.
Oh my God, guys, you have to forgive me, but this is genuinely an interesting case to solve. So she moved, she's implying she now lives in the UK. They might be currently in the UK filming this. She just said, when I moved to the UK, because she was born in New Zealand. That's why I'm so confused. I'm assuming they're in New Zealand.
Able to pay.
And they might be, I'm still confused.
Because in New Zealand, you have to go up to pay. If you're finished eating at a
Really?
cafe or even at a restaurant, you go up to pay when you're done, when you're ready to leave. And I didn't realize.
That's not the worst. Because almost everywhere here in the States, they come to you. But sometimes you go to them. It's not the worst. It brings a little bit more of that autonomy back to you as the customer to decide, I'm leaving right now. I'm done here and I'm leaving, If the waiter has to bring the check and run it back to the cash register and then bring it back again, you're handcuffed to that table, which especially when you have kids and toddlers, sometimes is not fun. So if you're like a bum, you know what I mean? I guess if you're a lazy bum and you don't want to stand up and walk to the cash register, then yeah, it's nicer to have them bring it to you, which I'm not, sometimes that's nice, But I personally, I do prefer generally to just do it myself. It's like, I feel the same way about drinks. I prefer if they would just let me get up and go fill my own drink up. Because you get unlimited free refills here in the States at restaurants. But you have to wait for the waiter to do it. Not a big deal. But I would prefer to just go do it myself, like at McDonald's. I'll get up and go, I want a Dr. Pepper. I'll go up and go get it. I don't want to wait.
This was unique to New Zealand.
I find it really strange that you have to walk up to the till to pay for your food at the end of your meal. You get used to it when you're here.
I personally love it because when you're finished eating and you're ready to leave, you can just get up and go. Whereas
Get up and go.
other places where you have to wait to pay, sometimes The staff are busy, you end up waiting for a while, you can get impatient, especially me, because I'm a very impatient person. I really like this about New Zealand.
Number 4 is New Zealanders
That is actually quite interesting.
love.
And it's something that if you didn't know, you know, my ass would be sitting at that table. Probably for 3 hours, you know. I'm not going to say anything, you know. I'm not going to. I'm a guest in their country, but they're taking a long time to bring me this bill. I'll be sitting there like, yeah, and it's never coming.
Birds. There is even a favorite bird of the year contest that goes on one of the biggest TV channels in New Zealand, and this is every single year. So whether you like the kakapo or you like the tui or the piwakawaka.
Oh my god, these are brilliant birds. And I found what I'm reacting to next week. Next week I'm reacting to freaking birds. New Zealand birds. Because these are cool.
What's your favorite bird?
My favorite bird is a tui because their song is beautiful. It sounds like R2-D2.
What incredible feathers that have.
When Josh and I were talking about this and filming this video, I really realized, yeah, we Kiwis love birds. If you're looking to buy a house or you're looking for a rental, it'll often be advertised with what birds you can see from the house or what birds you can hear. People love their birds.
That is so cool. You know what? I love the Kiwis. Just hearing that, that's fantastic.
I really do. So this brings me on to the 5th point, which is the
Like how many square meters is it? Who cares? You can see a kookapu from your bedroom window. You know, that's the selling point. That adds 300,000. What currency do you guys use? No idea. I just realized. I think you have your own. And that New Zealand dollar. Let's see how it compares. It looks kind of similar in exchange rate to the Australian dollar. Let's see here real quick. Here, I'll do it on screen to entertain the masses. Australian. Hey, you. Where's Australian dollar? Am I blind? I should not have done this on screen. What am I doing? AUD. There we go. Yes, I was blind. Okay, so it's, you know. Yeah, whatever. There we go. I don't know why I had to look that up, but I did. Actually, it's sort of interesting. It's collapsed. It was very similar from 2014 all the way to 2025, and then all of a sudden, boom. Sort of interesting. But this is also a pretty tight range. This is a pretty tight range we're in. We're talking about 0.8 to 0.9 for the most part. So, collapses dramatic.
culture of the Maori people. It is the indigenous people of New Zealand, and this is why with a lot of the bird life you hear names like Piwakawaka, Tui, and Kereru. That is the Maori name, and this is all over the TV now, all in the news. And I think that it's such a great thing that they are bringing that culture out into the world and not hiding it like you do get in other countries.
It definitely makes me proud to be a New Zealander when I hear them speaking today or on the 6 o'clock news on the main TV channels. And everywhere you go, you can mostly see things in both languages, English and Te Reo, which I think is super cool. And I hope that that just continues to grow and become an even bigger presence here in New Zealand. Our next
Right on.
point we've spoken about in a previous video, but New Zealand's expensive. Petrol prices are expensive, supermarket food is really expensive, house prices are really expensive.
You know, I hate to compare, just constantly compare New Zealand to Australia, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because I secretly love to compare them. What was I going to compare, though? Oh, yeah, gas prices. What's the best way to do this? Petrol prices in Australia versus New Zealand average. There we go, guys. There we go. I'm just curious. I'm guessing it's a little higher in New Zealand, but, you know, I like to see. I don't like to make an ass out of you and me by assuming things. Okay, here we go. In Australia. Okay, I need them converted. Here we go. Oh my goodness, it's way higher in New Zealand. 45% more expensive. Yo. didn't expect it to be that much different.
The rentals are really expensive.
Basically, everything is expensive here in New Zealand.
Technology is expensive.
Because it's so far away from everything in the world, if it's imported, it has such a long way to go to get to New Zealand that it just means that everything is going to be way more costly. In saying that, it doesn't offset all the great points of living in New Zealand, so don't let that put you off.
But come with spending money.
Definitely. And that also brings us on to the next point about getting here and getting away from here. Flights are crazy expensive and there's often not a lot of choice.
I hadn't really thought about that. That sucks.
Because New Zealand is so far away, like we said, it means that there aren't really that many options to get in and out. That also means that those flights are going to be expensive.
To kind of explain what we mean, when we lived in London, we'd buy a return flight back to Auckland and we'd pay around £600, which is very, very roughly about $1,200. Now, living in New Zealand, you can't get a flight to the UK for $1,200. Everyone that I know that would travel to Europe would be looking at paying at least $2,500.
What is this scream, man? I'm about to have a seizure.
So even though you're doing the exact same flights but in reverse, there's so
I can't do math. Like, I can't follow along with her math while flashing colors.
paying at least $2,500.
I'm looking down.
So even though you're doing the exact same flights but in
$2,500.
reverse, they're so much more expensive from New Zealand, even when you take into consideration the exchange rate.
Something I think people definitely
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting.
don't know about New Zealand is how big it is. I'll try and put a map up somewhere around.
I'm a little surprised. I'm just thinking about the economics of why the flight, like both of those flights involve a plane to and from New Zealand and London. But I guess they said the flight, you know what, I have to watch this whole seizure-inducing part again. I'm not going to record it, but I literally couldn't pay attention with all that, so I'm gonna look away and listen to it again. Okay, so the flight. I just watched it again. The flight from New Zealand is much more expensive. New Zealand to London, expensive. London to New Zealand, cheaper. I guess just because it's a more major hub, leaving London. But I would have kind of thought that flying into a major hub would also be similar price. I guess I would have thought they'd both be expensive.
I think people definitely don't know about New Zealand is how big it is. I'll try and put a map up somewhere around here or here or here
I do think of it being really small.
to show just how big.
Due to copyright, I can't put the map up. Copyright. I don't believe in copywriting maps. So go ahead and sue me, Google. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what map they're talking about, but maybe it's a map that compares. Let's just try and do it by eye. So New Zealand. I mean, I kind of... Man, this is really hard to compare it because it's like wonky. Okay, here we go. So there we go. There's it overlaid onto the east coast of the USA. So I have a good idea of how big the USA is, obviously. And, okay, so how is that? That, it is bigger than I would have thought. I guess I would have thought, yeah. I would have thought it was like the size of like Florida. But that's just this one island is about the size of Florida, it looks like. Florida extends quite a bit more south of where this shows. And then you've got this whole other island, which is almost as big as this one. And this one might be... It's probably bigger than Florida, this island. Okay.
New Zealand is, but roughly if you put the top of New Zealand at the top of Scotland and the UK, it would stretch all the way down to somewhere in Spain or Portugal. It's really big.
That's it. That's interesting.
Also, there aren't that many roads. Coming from the UK where you have motorways, A roads, some of them could be called A1275, which shows how many there are. There's one motorway that goes from the top of the North Island to the bottom of the South Island called State Highway 1.
Under 100 state highways in the whole of New Zealand.
And I always like to think that there's a roundabout at the top and a roundabout at the bottom, and then you can just go back up and back down. Often you're having to go through lots of different
There's just a lot of untouched, beautifully preserved nature in New Zealand, isn't there?
terrain, so you could be going around mountain ranges, which means that what you would think would be quite a short journey is actually going to take you 4, 5, 6 hours to drive. And
But the views are fantastic, are they not?
on top of that,
Driving around a mountain.
a lot of the roads aren't actually that great. The next point is that the petrol station food is really strange. I found it, yeah, it's super strange. I found it really weird going into a petrol station and there being a whole massive counter of pies, which is a New Zealand delicacy, pieces of chicken, and just a sausage.
Pieces of chicken.
A cooked sausage that you can just pick up,
Those are weird chicken.
pieces of chicken, and just
Southern style chicken bite. What does Southern style mean?
a sausage.
Memphis? Wait, when it says Southern style, is that like fried chicken? Like Southern USA? Because this says Memphis. That's pretty cool. You know, that makes me happy. Although, frankly, I'm very confused on what I'm even looking at. It's like squares of chicken. How did they get them into squares? Is it like a chicken nugget? Is it like a big chicken patty?
Cooked sausage that you can just pick up, eat it, like that. And I just found
That's pretty badass.
that really strange and
That is weird.
quite endearing, to be totally honest.
In case you're not familiar with a New Zealand pie,
It's pretty like raw. Like you don't even put bread around it. You just grab it. You're walking barefoot. You just walk barefoot down the sidewalk. Walking around the mountain. Just raw dog and a sausage. That sounds bad.
they're not the sweet pies or whatever kind of pies you have elsewhere. They're unique to New Zealand, right? Mince and cheese, steak and onion,
Oh, that sounds good.
mushroom, but they're like an on-the-go snack or meal. The other
Really, those are considered on-the-go snacks. I wouldn't have thought that. So can you just hold the whole pie and take bites out of it? Oh man, steak and onion. These sound freaking good, dude. I am salivating.
mushroom, but they're like an on-the-go snack or meal. The other thing about the petrol station food is the coffee. Most of them have cafe quality coffee and it's really good. Definitely better than a lot of the coffees I had while living in London.
Oh, you should try the gas station coffee here in the States. It's garbage.
And our final point about things you probably didn't know about New Zealand before coming here is that in New Zealand we like to
But it's cheap. I mean, you can get a gas station coffee for 98 cents here.
say there's 2 degrees of separation between any two people that meet. The normal thing is 6 degrees of separation, but New Zealand is really tight-knit, there's not many of us, and everyone seems to know each other.
Even one of the telecom companies is called 2 Degrees, making fun of that. And it is so true. Anybody that we've met on holiday or just out and about outside of New Zealand and they're Kiwis, Renata can sit down with them and within 2 or 3 links, they probably know somebody who knows somebody who knows that person.
An example of 2 degrees of separation is that when I first moved to London, I got a job with a company over there. A girl in my training group went to school where my auntie was a French teacher. Small world.
That's pretty magnificent.
Yeah, really small world.
And that's our 10 things that
What is isn't it like 6 million in New Zealand? 5.2.
don't tell you about moving to New Zealand video.
Just to let you know, New Zealand is the best place in the world.
I mean, that's not like that. 5 billion people is not like that small. But I guess it hits a certain kind of like nice little sweet spot where it's like small enough that a lot of people know each other or, you know, within 2 or 3 links. That's pretty freaking cool.
and make sure that you come here and let us know if you have any weird and wonderful things that you found about coming to New Zealand, and subscribe. P.S.
I'm still thinking about the degrees of separation thing. It's just sort of interesting. Like, New York City has 8 million people. So I'm just thinking, like, yeah, I mean, I guess if you have two people living in New York City, you know, you'd probably be able to say, you know, oh, you know, you'd find some kind of relation. Oh, you know, I've been there. My aunt works at that school. Sure, you know, that your son's going to, you know. New York City is a freaking gigantic city, though, of course.
New Zealand's so awesome.
Bye.
I am glad that I think I cracked the case. She is the native New Zealander. Apparently, they moved to the UK, where maybe she met this man. She brought him back. She reeled him in back to New Zealand. Glad we solved that. That's what's important. And thank you for watching. That was really fun. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.